Hello, I'm Orla Allen, medium and Orla Allen, author, and here are some cards for you. So if you're familiar with my readings, you know I usually don't do upside down cards, but two of them came upside down today and I felt the need to leave them that way. So the first card we have is the Two of Swords. Now the Two of Swords is reversed here. So the Two of Swords talks about your problems and issues, but I feel very much with this card like I want to talk about a partner in crime. So I feel like there's somebody who is either in it with you or who is very supportive of you and who helps you get through stuff. So I feel like for some of you it's just even a kind ear where someone will listen to your problems and you feel better after you speak to them. But for others I kind of feel like it's a joint venture, if you like. Whatever this issue is, whatever this problem is, there's someone in it with you. So maybe it's your husband or your wife or your partner or whatever. But I feel like there's very much you're not alone with this card is what I want to say. Now, because it's reversed, I kind of want to talk about where we are looking at the problems and issues that we have at the moment and where we're dealing with them, but we're coming at it out of the box. So I kind of feel like I want to talk about where you're not tackling the problem an obvious way. So you've come up with either a kind of convoluted alternative way of dealing with the problem, or where you have I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but whatever it is that you are coming up with, whatever your solution is, it won't be the norm. But I feel like it will be successful. I kind of feel like we're getting our hands dirty. I feel like we're getting, we're really getting into it. We're not shying away from anything. We're facing everything and we're facing it head on. But I'm very, very drawn to the fact that you're not doing it alone. So please lean on that person, whether it's just somebody who will listen to you, or somebody that you speak to, and by speaking to them you get it right in your head and decide how you want to go. Whether they give you advice or not is irrelevant, but I just feel like whoever this person is, whether they're going through it with you, or whether there's somebody who's listening to you, please make sure you lean into them, because I feel like we're needing a wee bit of support, we're needing a little bit of reassurance, because this isn't the normal way of doing it. So I feel like, I just feel like I need to really emphasize the fact that you're not in it alone. Now, the second card is interesting because it's the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups is usually talking about where there's stability in a relationship, but I'm very drawn to the rat that's on top of these cups. And even before I looked at what the card was, the rat was jumping out at me. So I very much feel like there's somebody who is in the background, who is almost doing the dirty on you. So I don't know if this is a work scenario. It's maybe somebody who is telling stories or making up stuff, or just making things sound more negative in their favour, or more negative towards you in their favour. Or it could be somebody who's talking behind your back. But I definitely feel like there's somebody else there. For some of you, apologies for the noise in the background there. I'm not at home at the moment. So I feel like this rat is representing somebody who is causing trouble for you behind the scenes, whether they're directly involved, so it could be like a manager or a boss who doesn't like you. But I very much feel like for some of you where you're getting down and dirty, it's almost like you have to reveal who they are in order to kind of find your own justice. You need to know that they're either not speaking the truth, or they're against you, or whatever. But I feel like you already know the action you need to take. Maybe you haven't started taking it yet, but I feel like very much from the first card that it's telling you to go with the obscure way you've thought about doing it. The rat very much talks about somebody behind the scenes who's a rat, essentially. So either somebody who is talking behind your back, or somebody who is actively causing you some sort of situation that's negatively impacting you. But I feel like from the first card you'll know what I'm talking about and you'll know who this is. I don't feel like this is an unseen person. Maybe you just have your suspicions about them, but I very much feel like you'll know who it is when I talk about the rat. Now, the next card we have is the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords usually talks about a new problem or issue that's coming along. Now I'm very drawn to the two lightning strikes at the bottom, so I feel like whatever this new issue is, although it's a new one, I feel like it's something you've dealt with before. But because this card is reversed, it's almost like the sword is stabbing the problem. So I feel like this is the last time you're going to have to deal with it, and I feel like it's where we're kind of making finite decisions, okay? I feel like we are maybe cutting ties with people, and that's where the stabbing comes in. So we're actually cutting the connection, or we're taking the action which we haven't taken before. So I kind of feel like I want to talk about where you're a good person and where you try to be nice to people and you try to be better than anybody who's negative to you. But I kind of feel like you keep going round in circles with this person, and I feel like this card's kind of where you're being forced to take action that you wouldn't usually take, or you're being forced to you know, like if you live and let live is kind of what I feel like I want to talk about normally for you. But this card's very much talking about where, do you know what, you need to look after your own mental health, you need to look after your own situation. And it's nice to be nice to people, but if they're causing you pain and hardship and upset and essentially impacting your life, I feel like this isn't just a small situation. I feel like this is maybe a work situation or something which is you know, it's got serious side effects to it. It's not something which can just be left sitting forever. So I very much feel like now is the time to take the action. But I feel like you will know when now is the time. I feel like the situation's going to rise its head again, and I almost feel like you're kind of rolling your eyes and going, oh, here we go again. So you'll know when it's the time that you need to act on it, but I very much feel like you need to stop it in its tracks. Enough is enough. Okay, you've been down this road before, and I do feel like there's a specific person, whether it's a boss or whether it's somebody behind the scenes, you know who it is, okay? You maybe only suspect, so you might not know for sure, but I'm telling you, you know who this person is. And I feel like this Ace of Swords is where you need to take the action that you need to take to rectify the situation. Now, the final card is the Six of Pentacles, which is a lovely wee card. But it's also a card that makes me think like we're talking about a work situation here, because the Six of Pentacles talks about the home environment, it talks about your finances, it talks about your abundance. I feel very positive with this card, I feel very upbeat with this card. But I also feel like I want to talk about where we're not in the right environment for us, especially when we're talking about work. So whether you need to change companies, whether you need to change roles, whether you need a promotion, I feel like there is better out there for you, okay? Now I don't feel like you'll necessarily believe in the company you're in. So if there's a different role you can do or a different scenario for you, I feel like taking a wee step down sometimes can be a good one with this. But I feel like if you're going to take a wee step down from the position you're in, it's only going to be short-lived. And I feel like perhaps there's other opportunities and other companies you can work for where you'll be valued more. So I don't feel like it's a long-term step down if you take the step down, but I feel like it's really important that you act in favour of your mental health. So if a situation's too much for you, then you need to reevaluate it and see where you can cut back the stress and cut back the anxiety and stuff. But I do feel very positive with this card. As much as I'm talking about that, I feel like whatever change it is that you bring into your life or whatever change it is that you make is going to be of huge benefit to you, and it's going to really impact your life. So I know this kind of feels like quite a negative reading, but it's not really. It feels very much like we're taking charge, we're taking control, and now is certainly the time where you want to manifest your future. So start as you mean to go on. If you want to create change, if you want things to be better, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to take the action. And when I say now, I mean over the next kind of week or two, and not much longer beyond that, you know. So this isn't a very long reading, you know, it's not for months' time. This very much feels like the here and now, a matter of weeks at most. So yeah, I feel like the changes that you want or the changes that you need are very much in your sights and very much in your grasp, and just watch your back where, you know, but you already know about that person, so it's not like you're having to look over your shoulder to see who it might be. Just know that they're kind of having a hand in things, and I feel like you're forewarned. So when something crops up, you know kind of where it's come from. So yeah, have an absolutely blessed day. and I'll speak to you all again soon.